Shalom. First and foremost, I want to say, Call Halal Yamla, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to the Akim out there pushing and laboring in the name of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. To the hopeful elect, to the Aquath out there listening and learning. You sincere Akim, seeking the Lord. To you I say Shalom. Also to the scattered Israelites among these heathen nations that look just like these heathen nations, but go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. To you I say Shalom. So this is going to be a lesson going into the new covenant, right? Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai is going to make a new covenant with the house of Israel and the house of Judah. I'm gonna get it right here. This is Hebrews chapter 8, verse 7. It says, "For if that first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been sought for the second. For finding fault with them, he saith, Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continue not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith the Lord. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my laws in their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a power, and they shall be to me a people." So the new covenant is the Lord, Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, putting the law, statutes, and commandments in the inward parts or in the minds of the Israelites, right? Which is you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You know, putting the law, statutes, commandments in our inward parts, in our minds, right? Meaning that we're gonna always know the law. We're gonna always know not to commit adultery or not to steal or not to blaspheme the Most High. You know, every one of the 613 commandments written in the law of Moses is going to be in our inward parts, right? And that's the new covenant. That means that we will never be able to go off. We will never sin against our power again. And the scriptures say what? The scriptures say that the wages of sin is death, right? So if we have the laws, statutes, and commandments in our inward parts, what does that mean? That means that we will never die, man. You know, we will never displease the Lord and cause him to judge us, man. You know, because at the end of the day, the Lord, he sanctifies whether or not you die, you know, because, hey, there's millions of people on this earth, millions of Israelites sinning daily, you know, ignorantly. But the scriptures say that basically you receive less stripes if it's in ignorance. But if you know, right, he that knows the will of the Lord and does contrary, you will be beaten with many stripes, right? And we know that the Lord wants us to keep the law, statutes, commandments. That's why in the book of Judges it says that we will rehearse the righteous acts, and that's what we're doing. So it says, verse 11, Hebrews 8 and 11, it says, "And they shall not teach every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest. For I will be merciful to their unrighteousness, and their sins and their iniquities will I remember no more. And that he saith, A new covenant he hath made the first old, now that which decayeth and waxeth old is ready to vanish away." Exactly, man. That covenant was made thousands and thousands of years ago, man. You know? And now it's time for a new covenant. That new covenant is Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai putting his law in our inward parts, man. So that we can live with our power, right? We can live in that good land that he's ready to give us, man. That he's been ready to give us, right? And there's going to be order, right? There's going to be no more women liberation, feminism, right? Everything is going to be in order, man, right? Was that 2 Corinthians or 1 Corinthians? Salakia. Let me grab it. I think it's first. It's 1 Corinthians, the 11th chapter, right? It says, I'm going to start at Verse 3, it says, but I will have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach, the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Hamashiach is God. Right. That's the order, man. First is Yahweh, his son Yahweh Shai, then the man, and then the woman, you know? And that order is going to be restored when the Lord comes back and redeems us, man. You know? And not just with the household. Because we had order in ancient Israel, right? Let me grab that real quick. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1, and I'll start at verse 12. It says, how can I myself alone bear your cumbrance and your burden and your strife? This is Moses speaking, right? It says, take ye wise men and understanding and known among your tribes, and I will make them rulers over you. And ye answered me and said, the thing which thou hast spoken is good for us to do. So I took the chief of your tribes, wise men and known, and made them heads over you, captains over thousands, and captains over hundreds, and captains over 50s, and captains over 10s, and officers among your tribes. Exactly. Right? Captains over thousands, hundreds, 50s, and 10s. Right? And that's how it's going to be in the kingdom, man. You know? Because the Lord said that to the 12 apostles that they were sit on thrones judging the 12 tribes of Israel. You know? So, hey, that's the order. There's going to be Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, Malak Dawadah, the 12 disciples, right? And then those 12 disciples are going to have, they're going to be over 50s, and those 50s are going to be over thousands, and those thousands are going to be over hundreds of thousands, you know? And that's how it's going to be. Everyone is going to have someone they basically take orders from, right? And at the end of the day, we're all taking orders from Yahweh, the Heavenly Father, right? I just wanted to explain that. But once we have that law, once we have the law, statutes, commandments written in our inward parts, everything is going to be it's going to be perfect, man. And a majority of the law is dealing with destroying these heathen nations, man, and putting them in subjection, you know. But let me grab this. This is the reason why the old law has to be done away with. The old law is perfect, yes, but we cannot keep the entire law in this flesh. This flesh is what is contrary to the law. It's contrary to the spirit, right? The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. This is Daniel chapter 9, verses 8. It says, O Lord, to us belongeth confusion of face. And that confusion of face goes back to shame, right? It says, to our kings, to our princes, and to our fathers, because we have sinned against thee. To the Lord our power belongeth mercies and forgiveness, though we have rebelled against him. Neither have we obeyed the voice of the Lord our power to walk in his laws, which he has set before us by his servants the prophets. Yeah, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of the Lord, or the servant of the Most High, because we have sinned against him. And he hath confirmed his words, which he spake against us and against our judges that judged us, and bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven have not been done as hath been done upon Israel. And that's right, man. You know, we went through a hardcore, brutal slavery, man. You know, packed up on them cargo slave ships. You know, being beat and molested. Right, our women being raped and ravished. And wombs being cut open, you know. There has never been anything in this world like what happened to Israel, man. You know, and it was all because of our disobedience. We transgressed the Heavenly Father's law, you know. But in his wrath, he smote us, but in his mercy will he redeem us, man, you know. But, hey, that's the reason why the Lord had to create a new covenant for us, right? Which is writing the laws in our inward parts. This is and I'm gonna get it in the Old Testament real quick. So that was the New Testament, right? Hebrews 8 and 8 on down, And now I'm about to get in the Old Testament. For all the people that say, oh, well, the New Testament, I only believe in the New Testament, or I only believe in the Old Testament. And when an entire book, it says, lo, I come in the volume of the book. You know, Yahweh Shai is these people, man, they don't understand, you know. This is Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 31. It says, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. And this is literally, it's the same thing, you know. So you can't say that, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, right? Which we just read in Daniel, the 8th chapter, the 9th chapter, Salakia. It says, although I was an husband unto them, saith the Lord. Right, and you can read that in Jeremiah, the 3rd chapter. It says, but this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my law in their inward parts and write it in their hearts, and will be their power, and they shall be my people. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord, for they shall all know me, from the least of them to the greatest of them, saith the Lord. For I will forgive their iniquity and will remember their sin no more. Exactly, man. So the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, what? Is long suffering and forever merciful, man. You know? He said, I will forgive their sin, right? I will forgive their iniquity and will remember their sin no more. Right? And that's beautiful, because, hey, we went off. The Lord didn't go off, right? All he did was confirm his words. Like, yo, if you don't listen to me, you're going to get destroyed. And that's what happened, man. Look at our people. They're destroyed, right? Dry bones. So the Lord said what? He's going to redeem us, man. You know? Let me grab this in Baruch real quick. You know? And this is heavy, man. A lot of people aren't going to understand this because it's not for everybody, you know. It's not even for all Israel. Because in the book of Romans, it said, what? Have Israel not obtained which he seeketh for? But the election have obtained it. This is only for the elect of Israel, man. So if you don't get it, it's not for you. That's why we have the ones out there that do understand this, the ones that truly believe, you have to be grateful for this, man. You have to, the Wadi Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, you know. This isn't for everybody. They've had this book for hundreds of years, man. Plus, right? And they still ain't get it. Hey, but these Edomites knew. They always knew. That's why they took out the Apocrypha. That's why they oh, no, you're African. You know, they knew we were Israelites, man. This is Baruch chapter 2, verse 29. It says, if you will not hear my voice, surely this very great multitude shall be turned into a small number among the nations, where I will scatter them. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves. And that's what's happening now. Hey, you got all kinds of Israelites all over the world waking up, man. You know? All over the world. Hey, they might not have the 100% truth, but hey, they understand that they're not the same. They understand that that they are in some way superior than these other nations, man. Especially these damn Edomites, man. These E's, right? It says, verse 31, it says, and shall know that I am Yahweh their power, for I give them Salakia. Let me read that again. It's Baruch 2:31. It says, and shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh their power, for I give them an heart and ears to hear. And they shall praise me in the land of their captivity, and think upon my name, and return from their stiff neck, and from their wicked deeds. For they shall remember the way of their fathers, which sinned before the Lord. And I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath unto their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and they shall be lords of it, and I will increase them, and they shall not diminish. And I will make an everlasting covenant with them to be their power, and they shall be my people, and I will no more drive my people Israel out of the land that I have given them. And that's, hey, if you had a question, who's the Lord's people? There you go. My people Israel. You can even go back into Exodus. Let my people go, right? Hey, it's plain. So the Lord said that he was going to bring us again into the land that he promised with an oath unto Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? And we're going to be lords of it. Could you imagine having your own land, right? After all of these years of being treated like garbage, you know, it's time, man. We have to, hey, buckle down because this devil is hurt, man, right? Revelations 12:12. This devil is hurt that we have this knowledge. That we're on the highways and byways waking up the hopeful elect, you know, the 144,000. This is Micah chapter 7, verse 18. It says, who is like unto thee? Who is a power like unto thee, that pardoneth iniquity and passeth by the transgression of the remnant of his heritage? Right, the remnant of his heritage. It didn't say all of his heritage, right? Because what? Let me get that real quick before I continue. Just to make that clear. I think it's the 32nd chapter. One second, Akim, Salakia. Maybe it's I could have sworn it was in this chapter, but basically it says that I didn't want to butcher it either. Yeah, I can't find it right now. Hopefully, Lord willing, I'll be able to find it. Basically, it was saying that Jacob is the inheritance of the Lord. You know, I was looking for it. I think it's in Deuteronomy. If anybody can find it, you can put it in the comment section. You know, I don't know. I might just grab it and put it in the description when I do find it. Salakia for that. But this is back in Micah chapter 7 verse 18. It says, who is a power like unto thee, that pardoneth iniquity and passeth by the transgression of the remnant of his heritage? He retaineth not his anger forever, because he delighteth in mercy. He will turn again. He will have compassion upon us. He will subdue our iniquities, and thou shalt cast all their sins into the depths of the sea. Thou wilt perform the truth to Jacob and the mercy of Abraham, which thou hast sworn unto our fathers from the days of old. Exactly, right? From the days of old, the Lord had already promised. He gave us those promises, right? And let me grab those. This is one of the promises in the book of Exodus, Exodus 19, and I'm gonna start at verse 5. Exodus 19:5. It says, now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine. Verse 6. It says, and ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and an holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. Exactly. So the Lord is only speaking to the children of Israel, man. Flat out. Now this is in the book of Genesis. Genesis, the 28th chapter. I'm gonna start at verse 10. It says, this is speaking about Jacob, right? It says, and Jacob went out from Beersheba and went towards Haran, and he lighted upon a certain city, or a certain place, Salakia, and tarried there all night, because the sun was set. And he took of the stones of that place and put them for his pillows, and laid down in the place to sleep. And he dreamed, and behold, a ladder set up on the earth, and the top of it reached to heaven. And behold, the angels of the Most High ascended and descended on it. And behold, the Lord stood above it and said, I am Yahweh, power of Abraham, thy father, and power of Isaac. the land whereon thou liest, to thee will I give it, and to thy seed, and thy seed shall be as the dust of the earth, and thou shalt spread abroad to the west, and to the east, and to the north, and to the south, and in thee and in thy seed shall all the families of the earth be blessed. Right? And that was the promise. Hey, because what? In book of Isaiah, it says, my word shall not go void, man. Right? But accomplish that whether I don't want to butcher it. I don't want to butcher it at all, right? Let me just grab it real quick, just to read it. This is Isaiah chapter 55. This is Isaiah chapter 55. I'll just grab the point. Verse 11, it says, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whitherto I sent it. Right. So the Lord said that all the way in the ancient world, right? In the ancient days, Salaki, to our father Jacob. You know. So you think that promise is just void? You think that that's not going to happen? Right? That the Lord is going to allow us to spread from the east, the west, south, right? And into the north, all four corners of the earth, man. Right? And it's all just a matter of time. So, I got a couple more precepts. This is, and this is how you know that the Lord is only dealing with us, man. He's only dealing with Israel. This is Joel chapter 2, verses... I'll start at verse 25. It says, and I will restore to you the years that the locust hath eaten, and the cankerworm, and the caterpillar, and the palmer worm, my great army which I sent among you. Right. So all these other nations, right, that sucked us dry, these Elamites, Ishmael, right, Moab, Ammon, everybody that we have been subject under, and we served, right, and they literally sucked us dry, right. But the Lord said what? He said he was going to restore those years, man. Right? Verse 26, it says, and ye shall eat in plenty, and be satisfied, and praise the name of the Lord your God, that hath dealt wondrously with you, and my people shall never be ashamed. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am Yahweh your power, and none else. And my people shall never be ashamed. Right? That he's not, bro, can you just, like, literally fathom the words that are being spoken, man? It said that I am your God and none else. You know, he's only dealing with Israel, man. And that's a fact, right? He's only dealing with the nation of Israel. So once the Lord established his covenant with the house of Israel, man, it's going to be a beautiful day, man. It's going to be a beautiful day, you know. And this is the last script I got. This is Amos chapter 9, verse 11, it says, in that day will I rise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will rise up his ruins, and I will build it in the days of old, that they may possess the remnant of Edom, and all the heathen, which are called by my name, saith the Lord that doeth this. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that the plowman shall overcome the reaper, or overtake the reaper, and the treader of grapes, him that soweth seed, and the mountains shall drop sweet wine, and all the hills shall melt. And I will bring again the captivity of my people Israel. And there you go again. That's how you know who the Lord's people are, right? It says, and I will bring again the captivity of my people Israel, and they shall build the waste cities and inhabit them, and they shall plant vineyards and drink the wine thereof, and they shall also make gardens and eat the fruit thereof, and I will plant them upon their land, and they shall no more be pulled up out of their land, which I have given them, saith the Lord Yahweh thy power. Right. So the Lord said that, hey, we were in the book of Lamentations also, it says that we will go no more into captivity. Right? We will go no more into captivity. This is our last captivity, man. The worst captivity that we have ever suffered. We completely lost and forgot who we were, man. You know? And if you don't know who you are, how can you go forward? Right? Your past is your future. Right? This is let me grab this too. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse, I'm gonna start at 21. It says, and I saw and spared it greatly, and have kept me a grape of the cluster and a plant of a great people. Right? Who is that cluster? That cluster is the elect, right? And the plant of a great people. That also is the elect, right, of Israel, because we are a great people. The Lord even said it. He said in the book of Deuteronomy that thou art a holy people, right? And the Lord has chosen you above all nations, right? Verse 22, it says, let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain, and let my grape be kept, and my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect. Right? How did the Lord make that plant perfect? Let me grab this. This is Revelations chapter 13. In verse 8, it says, and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of Lamb, the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the earth. Salakia. Salakia, was that the precept I wanted? Because it basically it tells you how the Lord made his plan perfect. Oh, Salakia. Let me see if this is it. Salakia, 1 second. Khan. The reason I had that precept is for let the multitudes perish, but that wasn't the precept that I wanted. This should be the precept. 1 second, Akim.